right behind me. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so it is a live stream, and I just have to wait for everybody to get on because I know it's like, where is she going to do this? So it has to pop up, and then people have to get on. And I'm pretty sure I know who's going to show up, like the first 3 people. Just kind of let's see if I'm right. So my T says, may this day be the day to lead us to peace, to happiness and joy. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Lizzie. Yay! Not as I was expecting. Hello, Doug. How are you? Patty, I knew you were on because you were like quick on the draw there. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to do this for about an hour today. I have so much to do, and I was making my list. And so, good morning, Leslie. And Doug, you're working right now. Hello, Daniel. All righty. So I will read as many of you as I can. I'm going to go through, and some of you I may skip over only because you have somebody else has a stronger energy than you. And I'm finally clear. I'm not going to talk very much, but I'm finally clear of my attachments from the Ashmore Estates investigation over the weekend, and whatever it is detached from me, but is still within the house. Kind of saw it walk down the stairs today, thought it was one of my children making noise. It wasn't. Everybody was fooled. And I heard it get in the car with me that night after the investigation, and I turned around and I'm like, oh no, it's in the car. And I thought maybe it was a cat that had been wandering around and it got in my van and I didn't know it. But yeah, so it followed me home. I've been trying to send it home today since I've realized it was here. All right. Yeah, it was crazy. And I'm pretty sure it went with me to the grocery store this morning. And I did an EVP session on the way there, and I was actually setting it up to listen to it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's almost 10 o'clock. So I had to stop what I was doing. All right. Hello, Mo. How are you? All right. So let's just get started, shall we? All right. So for those of you who have not seen how I do this, I'm just going to find your energy, figure out what it's doing, and then what comes through on these kinds of events is something, it'll be what you may not be expecting, but it's what you're supposed to hear. And it comes from God, from spirit guides, from people who've passed over. So I will do my best to decipher what they're saying as quickly as possible and give you that message. And I'll explain to you first the symbols that I'm being shown, and then I'll explain to you what it means. So it just kind of goes like that. Hey, I procrastinated my workout today to probably next week. So I've got you beat. Good morning, everybody. Okay, let's start with Nicole. So you don't have to ask any questions. You can just kind of hang out, and I'll go from there. All right, Nicole, let's see what you're doing. I really need this. I need to do this so I can reground from this weekend. All right, Nicole, let me find you. Oh. All right. You may hear things on there. You may even see something on my camera because there's definitely something here that I have to work around. Okay, so Nicole, where are you? Got to get the engines revving here. Detached from everything else that I've been attached to. They keep showing you in different positions. They show you on a mountain, they show you on the water, they show you. So that's why I'm just taking a moment because I know I'm connecting to the spirit here and you. And I really didn't have any lead time. So I like to talk a little bit before I get started, only so that I'm able to come down, but I know I don't have much time. Okay, Nicole. So this is probably for you, not the other energy. And what I keep seeing is a younger man, somebody who would have been considered like, oh, he went too soon, kind of an individual. I'm standing next to him. He's taller than me, maybe 5'9", 5'10", maybe a little bit taller. And it's not coming, it's like the same picture keeps being shown to me, so I'm not sure if it's let me switch this to live chat. Okay, thank you. Mahar is very big. Okay, especially with the humidity. Okay, so you know who I'm talking about. He's not saying anything, but he feels happy. He shows himself on a sunny day. He's standing next to what looks like it's either light blue or a silver car. Kind of hit like right at stomach level. He wants me to acknowledge something about stomach level. And then the back of my head, like right at the base of my skull, starts hurting as well. He comes through and just stands there smiling. So it's more of like oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. And also something passing on a message about someone having not been around or missing his passing. And I mirror J's and L's. Sometimes I find if I walk into a house or a remote view, I will flip the room. I do the same thing with L's and J's. And I'm not sure which one it is, because then I'm also hearing the name Tom come through, and I'm not sure if it's for someone else in the room. So there's a lot, like massive energy right now, like crazy, massive energy. So somebody, I'm getting lost. See, I get lost in their world. I don't even realize it, and I spend all this time with them. Coming through to say hello, to let you know that he's there. And that's, you have something of this individual on like a wall. I don't know if it's thumbtacked in or if it's like a crooked picture or something, but he's talking about, look, it must be a picture of some kind, maybe not framed, but thumbtacked, that he wants me to mention. Okay, interesting. He can hang out. He can hang out if he wants to. Well, he can't stay, but he can hang out while I'm doing this. He can go to you when I'm done. All right, Lizzie, hello. Lizzie. You have a you have like a really old energy. The next thing that I'm being told to tell you is that you are going to choose a path that people are not happy with. You're going to choose a path that people may try to direct you otherwise, or tell you that it's the wrong path, or you know how people can be when we don't choose their way. So it sounds like there's just like a lot of convincing or attempting to convince, and it does not work. It feels as if you are driven into a pathway that is different than expectation. And it's because you feel like a deep down burn to do it. Like you feel compelled or called to move in that direction. And it looks successful for you, and it looks like pure happiness. So if it means like you're changing a life career, or you're changing an educational goal, that others, we want you to be a doctor. Well, I want to be like a corner painting person. Well, it's going to make you happy. That's all that matters, right? Truly, that's really all that matters, because you're the one living your life. So that's what's coming through for you, that you will have the difficulty of making a decision against others' wants and desires for you. So that is what's coming through for you, Lizzie. And make sure that you follow your heart on this. Doug Blaney. Let's take a peek, Doug. Take a drink real quick. Okay, Doug. Your guides show you in your garden, and the garden represents a place where we give of ourselves spiritually. It's not a monetary thing. It's not what you can give to someone materialistically. It's of energy, time, self. And you look like you're really working hard on this garden. You're kind of like on your knees, you're planting, you're digging, you've got a wheelbarrow, you're weeding, which is really important. You're weeding and you're throwing stuff in the wheelbarrow. And as you are doing this, there is a light that starts planting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, 6 rows of flowers, foods, vegetables. You're not paying attention to it though. You're just working diligently. So what this says, first off, is that you are going to, if you're not already right now, you will very soon be put in a position where you're going to have a very full plate and your time will be restricted. You may even feel like you're running late for everything, that you just can't get anywhere on time. And that's okay. It's just that feeling that things are out of control because they're happening around us so much that we don't feel like we're the ones controlling it. It's coming, but control truly is just a word. It's really it's never real. It's just an illusion. But the other thing is that this is also, the garden represents your ability to give, but it also represents the point where you can no longer come up with the strength to accomplish what you are doing on earth or the tasks that you are doing. And then that's where Spirit and God come in and start planting for you. It's a really big garden, but it looks like you just recently got over something that really required a lot out of you. And now, as you're weeding, you're getting rid of all the negatives. You're getting rid of the negative people, the negative situations. You're cleaning out your garden. You're cleaning out yourself. You're adjusting who you want to be. You're growing. So there's a lot of transition that happens there. So then the Spirit planting this says that we've got another job for you. There's more coming. It's not over yet. And you are going to really need to pull from our energy to complete the tasks. So when you are on your knees going, oh my God, I can't take anymore. That's when you go, please just, don't ask for them to lighten your load. Just say, can you give me the energy to get through this? That's what you got to do. So Doug, that's for you. And I'm looking, where is it at? You want the question, like, what does it pertain to? This is involving personal relationships. This is involving people around you, helping those that deserve it, removing those that need to be gone. And this feels like one of those moments that when you die, you're going to look back and go, thank God I was there at that moment to help that person. This is one of those moments, and just helping a person or lifting them up, protecting them, saving them. That's when Spirit works through you, and that's what's going to happen for you. So it's pretty cool, Doug. Vanessa, I don't know, no new friends. I don't remember. Hi, JV. You showed up. Everybody, JV is here. He's from Beyond Reality Radio, Para Magazine, Ghost Hunters. That's him. Yes, I was going to say, you have to be a little blurry-eyed. I was this morning. I did not want to get up. I did not want to get out of bed. It was super cold last night, and I had the blankets up over my nose, like my nose was freezing. And even the cat was like, wake up, like bouncing on me. So I was forced. So Vanessa, no new names. I saw you there. I'm not sure if I've read for you before. I think you may have come in, but let me grab something for you real quick because it's coming through. So what they're showing is, all right, back up. When you get to a point where you have to make a choice to go left or to go right, Right doesn't mean it's the right way. It means that you're turning right. And this is the way that you would make a choice that makes everybody happy. Maybe not you, but it makes other people happy. And then the left-hand turn is a riskier path. It's something that you would have never tried before or considered. It may take a leap of faith, and it may mean that you're walking away from relationships that will not be able to last, as you walk that path. You've already done this. This is something that's happened already where you have chosen this left path. So what they're showing me over here is that you are almost at the end of this. Like, this would be a journey that you've been on alone for a while, and maybe even feeling just that nobody is even like, oh, is everything okay? It's almost as if people just are assuming that you're all right, or that you're not going through anything, that you must be that type of person who does not openly share what you're going through. You're more private in that sense, because I'm watching you and you have like a white rope tied around your waist, and it's pulling you through this white end of the tunnel, this white light. This is saying that you are getting to the culmination, the full manifestation of why you took this path in the first place. And you actually look like you're kind of leaning back a little bit. And did you guys see all the lights just flicker? You're leaning back a little bit, your feet are dug in, and they're pulling you through. So right now you have spiritual help and guidance, and you're almost through this portal, which means that it's going to get easier. It's about to get easier for you. Now, one more thing, the energies around you that you're picking up on, they're real and you're not crazy. So I think you should probably know that it's something that I feel that you've had around you probably all your life. There's a female energy. This looks grandmother that you probably have seen or experienced or talked to through a portion of your life. And so you have an ability to see, so don't ever shut it off. Don't close it. And it's very, 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 very cool. Yes. So you just have to hone it. Okay. So this is now for Vanessa and anybody who is trying to figure out, how do I hone my gift? How do I become more connected? Okay. It really means that you just have to open up. You have to, when you daydream, it's kind of, that's where you're at. When you are consciously aware that you are daydreaming, that's when you are looking at different planes. You're looking at where you can be inspired. This is where your guides will talk to you. And these things will come through there as well. Trusting the little voices that you hear in the back of your head. And that means that you're going to be wrong. So when you hear something, what did you say? Watching you is making me. Momo. Well, it's a child spirit. If you want, I will give him your address. Okay. So, yeah, you might see auras. You might, you're very intuitive, but lately you've been completely shut off. That's, sometimes that's part of the growth cycle. If all of a sudden you're one way intuitively or psychically, visually, you're orally, however you're hearing, seeing things, and then all of a sudden it feels like it's taken away or it's shut down, it's because you're going through a growth cycle. Yes, that's what happened to me this morning in my kitchen. But it basically just is honing the gift. You can be wrong. I'm completely losing track of that's why I ignore all this chat, because you guys are fun to read here. So being wrong means that you are hearing things, you're listening, and you are deciding what to listen to. And sometimes you'll be right, because most of the time, if you listen to your guides, you will be right. And yes, squirrel. You know what? You have to stop making fun of me having reading ADHD, Doug Blaney. Because I do have and I'm reading that. So it's like, now I'm distracted again. It's not my fault. It's you. Okay. So I don't even know where I was now. Okay, I feel sad because I've lost my place. So basically, being wrong means that you learn which connections are not right. Those are either incorrect, they are yourself thinking this, or they are a more devious energy that is trying to improperly train you. That's the dog. He's itching his ear. Okay, thank you, Cynthia. That's what it's here. Okay, so basically, you have to be, that was for Doug. You have to be wrong. It helps train you. And, you know, then later on, you'll go, if somebody says to you, that's wrong, I don't know what you're talking about, or that doesn't make any sense. It's really funny because then you can say to yourself, at least, I don't say this to the person, but you're like, okay, we'll just leave it at that. Because I know when I am shown something, that it's legit, that it's real. And if my timing is off, that's one thing, meaning I might see something now, or I've had people say, you told me this was going to happen in March, and it actually happened in May. So the timing might be off a bit because, heck, I don't know everything, but people come back and say, this happened, this actually came to pass. So I know that it comes from God because these things come to pass. It's not something that I'm just making up in my little old brain. Okay. Nicole, Nicole, yeah, okay. So I did touch on Nicole. I was going to say, first timer, something shiny. Kia. Strawberry 15. Let's see. I've got this new person. Oh, my foot hurts. Okay. All right. So I see Kia. I see Kathleen. Let me move up and make sure I'm not missing anybody. Patty, really quickly. Patty Schoen. You're walking a pathway that you're walking alone right now. And it almost feels when I'm walking behind you, I feel like resignation. I feel almost as if I'm okay with something and that this is the way it is. And even though I'm disappointed or sad, there's this feeling of I'm resigned to this is the ultimate end, or this is how this will end. I'm resigned to this being okay regardless of how it ends, that kind of thing. So that is what I'm picking up with you. So if you're not there right now, you will be very soon. And one of the best places to be is when you really, 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 really want something, or you want it to happen a certain way. When you finally sit back and just go, I don't care either way. I'm happy with it like this. It can go like that. And I just don't care. All of a sudden, that's when we let go of our spiritual control. Shh, you're very loud. Be quiet. Oh my God. She's so loud. She's scratching her ears. So when you let go of things, that's when it's like, okay. And this is actually in part of my new book, but it's when we say, God, I need this. I really, really, really need this. And would you tie my shoes? And it's like any child, would you help me tie my shoes, Mom, Dad? And you go to help tie, and the little fat fingers are in there trying to tie shoes. Like, do you want me to tie your shoes? Or are you going to do it yourself? Because I got things to do. And it's when we finally say, no, you do it. I don't even care anymore. You just do it. When he finally ties our shoes. It's when we take ourselves out of the scenario. So if you're going to ask for something, if you are going to ask for it, that means you've got to let it go. And you have to be okay with however it ends. And then miracles happen. It's pretty kick butt. That's just a little secret. And I just shared that with the world. But it is a very amazing secret that actually works. So if you want something, ask for it and let it go and be okay, truly in your heart, okay with however it ends up. And then all of a sudden your shoes are tied. I don't even know where I was. So Kia. All right, Kia. Let's take a peek at Kia. Kia. All right, so what they're showing me is that apparently you just got out of the water. You look like you're in like a scuba suit. You've got like little flippers on, but you are walking in the forested area, which is a narrow path of a deep forest. And the only light that shines through comes through the canopies. So it's like a deep green. I know I explain this every time, but there's new people, so I have to. You've got like the little snorkel, the goggle things on. Okay, what's interesting, first off, is the places that you've been and how you're dressed. I'm going to do this as quick as I can for everybody else. But coming out of the water means that you just went through something very devastating that you would have felt completely like you were drowning. You look like you're dressed the part to be in the water, so it would have been something you felt prepared to do to get in the water. However, in the water is not where I can tell you to be. Symbolically, what I'm reading is a bad place, okay? So even though you're dressed, even though you look the part, it makes you feel more out of control. It makes you feel like you're in a situation where you have no control, that you're drowning, that you are at a loss. And that would have been something that you have just gotten out of. However, you're still dressed like this and you're walking this pathway. Anything on your feet when you're on land, anything on your feet says that you feel held back and you perceive that someone or something is holding you back. And this feels like both a someone and a something. So it would be a person and then an ideal that goes with that, or an opinion. So ultimately it's a person's opinion or idea, and you trying to live up to those things. So you need to take those flippers off, girl, because they don't belong on your feet at all. So then you're walking in this forested area over here. This is something that you do alone. Nobody walks it with you. It's a place that's so hard to get through because you go through, and now all of a sudden you're listening to all of the things that you've heard about yourself that are negative or bad. Plus, on top of it, you're saying them to yourself. You're fat, you're ugly, you have cellulite, your hair is too short, your hair is too long, your hair is frizzy, you got a big nose, you got a booger all the time, whatever the case may be. Okay, there are people who have that. But it's the constant ridicule from external sources, and then all of a sudden self. And the self part is misinterpreted because that does not come from God, and that is not placed in us. That comes from the darker things that are feeding off of what we're currently going through. And then they go, oh, good, she's down. She's down for the count. So let's just upload some self-hating, loathing, and some disappointment, and let's keep her down. And that's what happens. So you're going through this forest. You got a picture taking off the flippers. I can't take them off for you. You have to do that. So you're walking. This is a place of self-discovery. Something just went right in front of my eyes. Like not into them, but right in front of my eyes. Yeah, like, ugh. That was crazy. I'm going to set this up real quick next to me. I keep telling them, well, I'll get to this in a minute so I don't forget. So this pathway means that you are going through something alone, and it can go really, really well, and you can learn from it, and it can go really, really badly. So you want to take this time, what you're going through right now, the difficulty, you want to pull all of your energy tentacles in. You want to pull them away from people you love, people that you don't love, people that hate you, people that love you. You want to pull all of your energy in. Those that recognize your presence all the time will wonder, is everything okay? Are you feeling this? That kind of a thing. But you really want to go inward right now, and you want to get through whatever this struggle is, because it's such an illusion. We see the earthly plane, and this is what I was getting to. There are several different planes. Okay. So right now you're seeing the earthly stuff. If a spirit is to come into the earthly plane, all right, this is where you will get you'll hear the voices, you'll see the people, all of this stuff. It'll come through that way. There's another plane it's like the next one up, where you'll catch things like on a recording, an EVP, wavelengths, that sort of thing. When I'm reading for people, like when I was reading for Nicole, and I saw that gentleman come through by the car, he's like 5 planes out and 5 dimensions out to where I can see him in the spiritual world. So I was saying to the spirits earlier, if you want other people to hear you, you need to come into my dimension, my plane, so that like earlier when I saw you come down the stairs and we heard you playing on the floor, like we all heard it. We were all looking for it. Everybody was like, where? It was nobody. That's where I need you to be able to record you, to do that for other people to hear you. And they find it sometimes easier to where they're in like a second dimension out where I can see them. I know they're there. I can talk to them and have a conversation, but it's not being picked up on recordings. And then there is the spiritual dimension, like the fifth dimension away from me, that is never going to be picked up, but I know where they are and I can see them. And then there's the one where they're kind of lost between dimensions, like fourth out, where they're aware of the scenario and they're aware of where they're at, but they're more like shadowy. So, and they can probably communicate. It's just I don't really deal on that level. Okay, so I don't even know why I told you guys that, but I was supposed to. You saw something over my right shoulder? I'm gonna have to go back and look. Yeah, so that's it. There's like, and I'm not sure which dimension I was at. You're very welcome, Kia. I once did a meditation. I had a friend walk me through a meditation, and I actually saw dimensions that I've never seen before, but it was more alien. It was more universal and astral. And that is a place I don't know if I would go back to, because it was draining. But there were 3 other beings that I saw and communicated with that were not human. And that was really cool, but I don't know what dimension that was. So let's peek. I know people are asking for their readings. I had a couple can't get through to read on here though. Tiff Marie. Tiff, and then there was someone else. Tiff. Where you at? Let me look for you here. I know Susan. Christina Jean, it's your first time. I'm going to read for you, Christina Jean. I'm going to get down to everybody else. All right, hold on a second before Christina. All right, Christina Jean. Okay, first thing for you, Christina, the first thing that comes out is like financials. It's earthly stuff. So not so much spiritual, but the first thing they're saying is don't buy anything right now. Don't spend any money. Don't put your signature on a dotted line. Don't lend out money. Don't do anything you do not have to do or that you're not obligated to do right now. They're saying keep everything in, like hang on to as much as you can. As to why, when I walk into your financial career room that's on the earthly path, you have, it's a very nice room. It's very beautiful. It looks like you're very careful with how you spend your money. You're organized in what comes in and where it goes out. Excuse me. And you, there's a portion of the floor that looks like it had a rug over it. And as it's kind of peeling itself back, and there's a crack in the middle of the floor where this rug is. What this is telling me is that for some time now, you've had someone or something, probably a person, who is little by little taking money from you, little by little maybe using you to lean on financially. This is going to turn into a full-blown drain pretty soon. So you want to be careful in lending money out. You don't want to make any major purchases. What it's saying is if right now, if you do something financial for someone else, you will lose. You will not get it back. That is definite for sure. Your problem is that you're a generous person. You try to give people the benefit of the doubt. You don't want anybody, going without. And you're not a materialistic person, so money isn't something that you hold over people's heads or lord over people. You believe it to be something that is to help. But right now they're saying that it's almost as if you have to cut someone off or stop something because you will eventually be taken advantage of. And it would be something that isn't obligatory. You don't need to do it. I keep hearing tough love. I'm wondering if this is a child or a sibling or somebody that you might be helping out financially that doesn't deserve it, maybe. Interesting. And then before I move on from you, Christina, you look like you're not somebody who needs, you don't need people around you to figure things out. You desire or want people around you. So you are a very independent individual who doesn't mind figuring things out on her own, going places on her own, investigating things on her own, researching on your own. You don't mind eating dinner on your own. You have a strong energy in your soul. Your energy, which is funny, is really tall. Like there's like the human part of you, but your energy is really tall. It like spikes out of you. So, which is interesting because it shows your connection to spirit and your generosity at that level. And they just keep showing you walking down this path. And every now and then you kind of lean over and you touch a flower or you smell something, but you keep walking and you are enjoying this pathway at a slow pace. And there's no distractions and no people and nothing that's bothering you. Okay. Let's see. Jean, I was saying I lost someone this week and I asked them to talk with you. All right, Jean, let me see what I can do. I can tell you that I will open up to them, but I don't know if they will come to me, and I don't search for them. It's exhausting. All right, let me find you first, Jean. I've got to find you first. It's so funny how sometimes I look around people and look beyond them. So Jean, you're on your beach, which is good. You're secure. You're barefoot, so nothing is holding you back right now. Nobody is in your way. Now, off of like a raft or a boat, looks like there's a gentleman that's getting off. This feels strongly of like father figure. So an older male. He's taller. I wish I could draw, but his face is it's like there's higher cheekbones, and then it kind of comes down where the skin is, and then it creates like little jowls right here that he wants me to point out. And when he walks, the stride, what would be affected by that walk? Looking at him walking, I would think when you walk like that, it's almost balance related. So it has to be the way that the legs and the feet hit the ground, not so much back. But he may have had a balance issue based on the way his legs and his feet aligned, because he wants me to mention, like when he gets off the boat onto the or the raft, when he gets onto your beach, he like takes a step down and he has to adjust his stride, almost if he overstepped onto that, like his perception of where it was. And is there a K? Is there a K that would be around this person, the K sound? And maybe, I don't know if it's for you, but it almost sounds like I'm hearing, if it's for somebody else, a Keith. And when you're on your beach, Jean, you're standing and it's like you see him get off and you're like, oh my gosh. So you're aware that he's there. that means that his presence would also be around you. You would sense him, feel him. The animals are probably seeing him. Cats and dogs will pick up on that right away. He seems to hang out mostly in a kitchen, like at a table. And I feel like I'm touching the table with one of those plastic tablecloths. And not something expensive, just like a cheap plastic tablecloth. And it seems like I'm looking at a lot of fruit. Carpeted. Something is carpeted. I know it's odd to have a carpeted kitchen floor, but he wants me to talk about someplace that's carpeted. I guess to let you know that he's just there, to let you know that he's okay. And he looks like a pretty big person, not heavy set, but just like big. Let me go down here to let you know. Okay, so yeah, so a Catherine, it must be his wife. The K sound, so it's not the K, but the C, K. And last message is something about filling the bird feeders. So you probably have to, I don't know, figure out what he's talking about, the bird feeders. Here, Doug, I did the flip. Hope you are happy now. Flip. Go fill your bird feeders, Gene, or his. Let me go down. They're all empty. He must have been a bird person. Okay, so Susan, I know I got to jump on Tiff Marie here real quick. She's like, I'm still here, Rebecca. Tiff Marie. So Jean, I'm sorry for your loss, first of all. You're very welcome. Just know that this gentleman is there with you and around you, and he's sassy like he was in life. So Tiff Marie. Tiff, you are, hello, Anna, how are you? And Kathleen, I've got time. I got time. Tiff Marie, you are out on the water. And wait, Alyssa, are you with Jean Parkinson? Do you know each other? Is there some connection there? Interesting. Okay. You are on the water, Tiff, and it looks like almost as if you're not really so much on a boat, but you are in like a bowl. So imagine trying to balance in a bowl, and like a high bowl, just imagine how twisty that would be. And it looks like it might be raining on top of that. So now you're worried because your bowl is filling. You do have an umbrella though. And you kind of squat down and pull the umbrella down so it doesn't fill the boat. Okay, so what is interesting here is that first off, you're on the water, which means that at some point you've gone out on the water in a boat or in a bowl, trying to seek out opportunities and bring new opportunities to your life, improve who you are. And the problem is this bowl is there. It's not a boat. So there would be a haste in there's a bowl, there's no boat. Okay, but there's a bowl. I'm taking the bowl. Bye guys, let's see you later. So there's haste in doing it. So everything else is really well thought out. And then all of a sudden, what you need to finish this opportunity or obtain this opportunity isn't available. And so you jump the gun and put a bowl on the water. So this is saying that you want to wait right now, that whatever it is that you are wanting to do, that you want to take your time, you want to wait for everything to be correct, to fall in place. The way you envision it happening, that's what you want to wait for to happen. You don't want to, is there a problem with the way things are coming through? Okay, so you want to wait and make sure that the way that you see everything is the way that it's coming through. You do, and it's happening. You don't want to get all of the pieces and all the ingredients together, and then it calls for so many eggs, and you're like, well, I don't have eggs, so what can I substitute? This isn't going to work. It's going to flop. So you want to make sure that you have all the ingredients for success. Yeah. And it's interesting too, because it's like you had an umbrella, and nobody ever has an umbrella. You had an umbrella, which means that you would have gone out on the water knowing it's going to rain in a bowl. And so if you are hearing at all, don't do it, wait, don't go, don't do it, listen to that. Your guides are trying to help you and prevent you from having to do something that is way before its time. It'll all happen when it's supposed to. So just take your time. That's for Tiff. All right. Yeah, you guys are saying it's buffered. Well, ever since I went to Ashmore, my phone has been on the fritz, just frizzled like bad. So I was on the phone all morning trying to get my phone to work, but my manager, Kim, she says, maybe it's the ghost that you brought home. Maybe that's still messing with your phone. I'm like, it probably is, because this stupid thing has worked fine until I was at the States, and bam, it just stopped working. Now it goes on and off and does its own thing. Ramandeep, thank you for coming and listening. You got to go to work. I don't want to be the reason you get fired. Susan, and okay, who else is here? Kathleen, Susie, Kathleen. Okay, Kathleen, I'm gonna grab you real quick. You, that's interesting. I just had to back up a little bit. I haven't seen this. I've never seen this before. I want to know what it pertains to. Huh. That's really weird. All right. So there's several things here. Kathleen, you have past life residues affecting your life right now. And as I'm watching this, it looks like you are, you know how cartoonists, they draw their backgrounds and then they use that clear cello paper or whatever to draw all the different cartoons on? Well, it's you, but the background doesn't match the present. It looks more like we're talking like 13th, 14th century. And you have this thing around your neck that's like locked around you, and it's spiky all the way on the inside. And someone's pulling you along with a chain. You look like you're down in a dungeon. You look like you're underground in a rocky dungeon. Now, one, this residue could manifest into neck pain, neck issues, because that's where you're physically being hurt, is around the neck. Your hands may even be restricted as well, but the main thing they're showing me is around the neck. So you may, out of the blue, all of a sudden start suffering from neck pain, or just feeling like you need to go get a chiro appointment. But what it can also do is, if you are feeling in this life, this is interesting because it can happen two ways. If there is something wrong with your neck and all of a sudden you are feeling this pain or having issues with your back or your neck, the base of your skull, this can trigger anxiety based on this previous experience. So you could also all of a sudden be suffering from a panic disorder or anxiety out of nowhere, not understanding why. And it's because this residual energy would be reminding your soul of what you had gone through once. And residual energies like that usually will follow a person to be remedied in each life after, depending on how a person gets through it. And so what I find beneficial is at least knowing that you have past life issues of being a captive, of being held in a dark place, and probably being very uncomfortable and hungry. So if anything triggers those feelings, you may suffer and wonder what's impending doom or anxieties, that kind of a thing. So maybe that will help you to understand that that would be residual, not of this life, but residual energy that you can kind of picture and let go. Yeah, Jean, go ahead. I don't know if you can upload a picture right here, but you're welcome to send me a picture. So who was I reading for? That was for Kathleen Drain. So if Kathleen is still here. Man, it's so cold. I'm like freezing. Here, feel my hand. It's freaking cold. Okay. Got a few more minutes. Susie. Oh, I called you Susan? That's interesting. And your husband, that's what your husband called you. Squirrel. What is that from? That is from something. It's like I've seen it somewhere. I don't even know. But okay, so we have about 10 minutes left. You're welcome, Kathleen. I hope it helps you. Up. Yes. Thank you. All right. And Maureen. Okay. Yeah. Squirrel. He's got that thing around his neck. Oh my God. He had that thing around his neck. We won't even talk about that. Coinkadink. Okay. So who was I going for here? I'm reading all of you guys and I get lost. Susan. And we'll go from there. Okay. Susie. Let's take a peek. Your guides just want me to tell you that right now is you're on your beach. You are walking along the shore. You're not letting the water touch you, but you're walking right along the shore. And you know, every now and then you look out onto the water. It's to your left, and you look out, and then you look back. So what this is saying is, you're not standing around worrying, but it's more of a question of what is next. Like you're barefoot. You look like nothing is holding you back right now. You could go. Nobody's going to get in your way. Nobody's going to say, "Oh, you cannot do this." And so what it is saying is that new opportunities are on the horizon, and you're hopeful for them and waiting for them. And you're doing it right. You're doing it the right way. You're not jumping the gun and thinking something has to happen in my life now. You're enjoying where you are in your space, in your place, on your beach, learning to walk this area again. And so that is really, really cool. Everything is very peach as well. Everything is very peachy. Like a healing energy, but not in the physical sense, more in the spiritual sense. It's actually a calm healing, peaceful healing. So that's very cool. Where your husband is, though, I'm not seeing him. Let me see. I'm not seeing him. Would he be the kind of person to push you in the water? Because that's all I'm seeing. And it's funny because he shows him like pushing you in the water. And he goes, no, I won't do that. I won't do that. Starts laughing. It's almost as if from the energy that I see, because it's hard. He's really hard to see. Letting you know that he's there and that it's okay to go out on the water when you're ready and when it's time. That he'll probably push you into the water himself. Rather on a boat, not so much you don't want to shove her in the water, but that would be a good thing, is doing that. All right. Okay. Yes, I heard my phone vibrate, Jean. I figured that was you. Okay, so Lisa Greer. You know, Nicole, what was weird was when I first started this, it takes like a really quick snapshot for the video. You're welcome, Susie. And my hand, I don't know, my hand was here. And can you see how like the way that it reflects off my hand, like right up here, if you can see that? It was really weird because my hand was like this and then there was light across the front of my hand. And I thought, well, I don't want anything to be misconstrued. So it may just be the way that the light is reflecting off of the computer. And it may be very, very well the energy that's around me in a different, because when I said before, something flew past my face, like right here. So that might align with what you were seeing, maybe. Okay, so where was I going? Lisa Greer. Lisa, what's coming through for you is this is involving career. This is involving your personal growth with career. And you are in those like non-slip shoes. You've got some khakis on, and I don't know if that's a polo or a shirt, but it's a button up of some kind. And you are walking like on a mission, walking up these stairs. There's 1, 2, 3, and a landing. Yes. So, excuse me. So you have an opening with career. And I feel almost as if this is something that's really earned. I feel like it's an honor or that you will be honored. So I would think promotion, going in for something, and it feels like you are moving up a level and you don't even hesitate. You kind of just walk the steps. So there is no, I don't know if I should. It's you take the steps and just continue walking up them. And there's a determination behind it as if you know you're going to make it to the top and through. So career looks like it takes a positive change and you are, it's really cool because it looks like you are leading something or heading something off. You are directing it and it's earned. It's not something that is just given to you. No, you're fine. Okay, Mo, you see something over by the door too. And it very well might be, because if it's on a different plane, it would be, Lisa, could it be retirement? Maybe it is. I mean, if you want to look at retirement as a promotion, something that's earned, something that you are ready to do and nobody's stopping you. But you look very happy taking the steps. You look determined and you don't look back, which means there's nothing to look back at. It means this is a way that you want to go. This is a way. So if you are considering retirement a promotion, hey, I just learned something too. So that's interesting. It's very interesting. But it's a final step in leadership, a final step in promotion for you that you are pleased about. So you'll have to let me know. In 4 years, then no. The retirement, it's not that then. This is in business. This is in career. So the movement up would not be retirement. I'm glad you said that. It would be where work is concerned, moving. And before I go with that, it looks like something that you really have to take the reins for. It's all yours, which again, it could have been misconstrued as a retirement because some people don't want to do that. But if retirement is not happening for 4 years, then I would say, no, this is in business. Okay. And I'm just going to, hi, Robin. Robin, how are you? Robin Terry is the owner of Ashmore Estates. He and his wife have purchased that building several years ago, and it was dilapidated and falling apart, and the ghosts inside, all the spirits were really upset that they had no light. All the windows were boarded up, and Terry and his wife went in there and they opened up everything and put windows in and have electrical and all this. They've really gone through and fixed the whole building up, and they've pleased the spirits. They're very happy with Terry there. So it's very cool. It's a really neat place. So if you ever want to go on a ghost tour, go to Ashmore, Illinois, Ashmore Estates. Let's take a peek here. Now, who else? Oh, Mo, really quick. I don't think I read for Mo. Maureen, the one thing I pick out from you is career whirlwind, like the changing in job. And it looks like it happens so fast and it happens so quickly that, you know, those tilt-a-whirls where you sit in it and it goes around in circles, but the cart spins. So every now and then you get that perfect spin where you're like, yeah, and you're like sucked to the back. That's what my stomach feels like right now, where I'm, it's happening so fast and it's not, I mean, maybe it'll make you sick. Maybe it would, but it feels like it is something like, yeah, you want that to happen more. That's why you get on that ride, because you want that ultimate, you know, that spin, that there's a word for it, that inertia. And this feels positive. And at the same time, I feel like your husband is also going to go through something where work is concerned, but it's more on a level of wanting to achieve more and being or feeling held back and not being able to grow the way he wants to within that company. So you both look like you would be going through things at the same time. And I'm hearing to tell you it's not to worry, that it kind of all falls into place the way it's supposed to, and that your husband, he looks like he is able to, what's the right word? He looks like he's able to get, open a doorway that provides him with another direction. So within the same company, but a connection or a doorway that allows him to look and go, oh, okay, now that's not that bad. Like I can do that. I'm willing to work on that. I'm willing to try that. So it gives him a feeling of relief at the same time that there will be some movement up for him. And then your job looks like it actually changes. Christina, you're welcome. Yes, Robin, I had such a blast. And yeah, so just so everybody knows, if you're in that area, I'll be doing a huge gallery for Ashmore Estates for Robin. And it'll be on September 29th. And the weekend, it's like Friday and Saturday. There's vendors there. You get to go in the building and the vendors are all set up. What the heck? My dog just scared the bejesus out of me. Hey, get your butt down. She was standing up, like literally standing up. And I'm like, what the heck was that? But it was my dog. So, yeah, so there's vendors Friday and Saturday. And then he's doing a ghost hunt that night, I believe, that is sold out already. That's how popular this place is. But I will be doing a gallery from like 5:45 to 7:45. So everybody should go out there. And it's a free event. I mean, well, the tickets to the gallery are not free, and 50% of the proceeds from the gallery are going to be going to Lost Limbs Foundation. So you want to check that out, Lost Limbs Foundation. And so there's a good cause behind the whole thing. And JV Johnson, meet Robin Terry. There we go. Y'all need to meet. So maybe you can go out there, JV. Maybe you'll be there September 29th. Yes, it's so much fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be other individuals there. So check it out. Go to his page. Go to the Ashmore Estates page, and you'll be able to see the whole Ash Bash weekend in September. There's a lot of different people going to be there. And Jamie Koseski, I haven't read for you, Jamie. Jamie, let's take a peek. I think I'm winding down here. So Jamie, for you, is it still recording? It is. All right. It's picking up a lot of different things when I'm not talking, which is very cool. Okay. Jamie, where are you? Jamie Obey me. I don't see you on your beach. I don't see you on. Interesting. Let me back up a little bit. Jamie, you are you have a bit of a veil on you. You are hard to see, but it's like I can see you, but you are very unclear. It's as if I was to put like a piece of lace across my vision and try to see something. But you look like you're kind of skipping along and you're way away from the water. You're up the dune and headed towards the house. Now, the house represents you specifically. The house is the place that shows me who you are. And it's a regular, looks like a little cottage. It looks like a little house. Doors are closed. The curtains are pulled. It's a beautiful day. Okay, I'm just going to say, I'm actually trying to get to places to find you, and I can see you. But what this is telling me is, especially with the veil over it, means that you're going through something right now that I'm not supposed to help you with. Did you hear that? Did you guys just hear that? Did you hear that laughter just now? I'm pretty sure I had to have caught that on video. Okay. It was right over here. But Jamie, you've got this veil, which means although I get my information from God and although that I pass on messages from him, the point is that you are going through something that he wants you to go directly to him. He wants you to converse directly with him. This means that at some point you may have walked away or maybe had some doubts about him. And so he is saying, I want Jamie to come to me. That means it's also a time for self-forgiveness and a time of letting go. And it's important that you do it. Have that conversation and just, what I do is makes it really easy is you just have to think of who it is that you believe is up there. Is it God? Is it Allah? Is it Jesus Christ? Is it Muhammad? Is it Buddha? Who are you? Who do you pray to or maybe think is there? And then what I always do is I picture a lake and then I put a bench in front of the lake and I put Christ on the bench. And that's where I see him playing and or a playground, but I know, I can always walk up. I'll go up to him and I'll either sit on the floor or I'll, like lay across his lap. And I just say, I've had a bad day or, this is what's going on, so forth and so on. And I allow the conversation to unfold. And then I shut up and I allow him to say, Rebecca, you were bad today. You are so naughty. You should not flip off Kleeper while you're driving, that kind of a thing. And so, yeah, I'm really good though, because I have my stuff on the back of my van and I did that purposefully so that I would always check myself and I would not be that person who flips people off when they're driving their car. So now I don't do that because people know who I am. See, you say the way to check yourself. But there are so many people out there who are horrible, horrible, horrible drivers out there. I just don't even know how they even get from point A to point B. I don't understand it. I don't understand drivers. It's just insane out there. Okay, so yeah. So Jamie, what you want to do is picture wherever it is, bench, a park, someplace you're comfortable with, and have that talk and just say, it's me. What do you want to talk about? And then listen. And you may argue, you may go back and forth and you may argue, but it's a really awesome way of reconnecting with Holy Spirit, with Spirit, and then allowing that to work in your life. Heather, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry. Doug. Yeah, time is up. I'll have to let you guys know if anything was caught on the recording, but trying to think of anything else. Yes, Michelle, I know, I'm sorry. I don't know why family comes to me and says, hey, I need cupcakes for my party tomorrow. You took me for a ride to the store. Yay. Yay. So then also on June 1st, it is Friday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 Standard, Eastern, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. I am going to do a night gallery. So that lasts about 2 hours. If you didn't get in today, get in that night. It's super fun. And I do it in the basement as well. And there's always activity in the basement when I'm doing it. They make themselves very well known when I'm doing it. It's like they come in the back window and they run up the stairs. So will you do info from this table? Yeah, this will go straight onto YouTube. It just gets stored on YouTube. And excellent. Well, Doug, I assume you'll be there because you're at work right now and you're here too. So whatever. I'm just kidding. Get a job, Doug. I'm just messing with you. So thank you all very much. And again, check out, you've got Beyond Reality Radio. So if you don't know about that, get on there because now, there's the chat room on Beyond Reality, but there is also, Doug, but then JV also does a live stream of the show with this exact same kind of chat while he's doing the show. So you can go to either chat room and have a lot of fun. And then also check out Ashmore Estates, go on a tour, get involved in one of those events that he's got posted. But if you can make it to Ash Bash, September 28th and 29th, I will see you there. It'll be superbly fun. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of anything else that's coming up. What is this? June? No, June actually, if you are in Virginia, I will be in June, the 22nd and 23rd. I'll be in the Haymarket area, and I'm going to be doing the Battlefields Ghost Walk that night. We got a big event planned for that. It's the last time I was there, the soldiers were just amazing, the conversations we had. So we are going to do that. I'm going to live stream that from that event on the 22nd. And then on the 23rd, doing a huge gallery out there. And I'm not going to say where because I know I have to go. I have cupcakes sitting, but I did. What was I going to say? I had been to Haymarket last October. And when I left, my friend Kim was on a ghost tour of a winery. And I'm not going to give a plug to the winery. And they were having a little bit of wine and she went into an area that was marked off, like you could not go in, and it was an old jail or dungeon of some kind. And when she was down there, I was on speakerphone and this woman came in and said, you can't be down here. And I said, hey, Kim, whoever that is, you tell her that the relationship she's in is really bad and she needs to get out of it before he accepts. Like I went on and on and on. And the woman looked at her and goes, no, I am not even going to deal with that. And she walked away, like angry, walked away. So when I went to book the event at that place, she must have remembered me and was a nasty person, like super nasty. So I said, you know what? I'm not doing it with you guys. It's your loss. I found another venue and I haven't put it out there other than on the tickets when people purchase them because she is not a nice person. And I was thinking she's going to sabotage the event I'm going to. And I don't want her calling up and trying to do anything. So it is in Haymarket, Virginia, doing that. And then in July, I know Anna and her family and everybody, I'll be in July. There will be an event in Iowa, in Fort Dodge at the Opera House for a women's weekend out there. So this is going to be awesome. And then the weekend before that, on the 13th, I'm doing a Menominee Falls, Wisconsin event at the Marigold Marketplace. So lots and lots of things. August, I'll be at in Batavia, Illinois, doing an event at the Kay Hollis Jewelers. She has a humongous warehouse full of jewelry and chairs. It's going to be fun. So check out my website, RebeccaFoster.co. You can check out all those events and see for yourself if you can get involved. Get involved. And I'm waiting to find out, but I may have someone else that'll be a surprise for the Iowa event. He's going to let me know if he can make that, depending on if dates clash or not with this other tour stuff. So once I know, I will be updating accordingly. So thank you all very much. I know I've gone over. I have to finish making cupcakes and I have to shower and wash this bouffant. So thank you all for joining me today, and you just take care and have fun, be safe, and thanks again. God bless.